Hi, I'm Margie with Flow Motion Education, and in this video I'm going to dispel a widely shared myth about the tracking of your knee when you go to do any kind of exercise where you need to bend the knee, like a lunge or a squat. So many people have learned a cue that whenever they bend their knee in either a lunge or a squat or any kind of exercise, that knee must track sometimes over the second toe, sometimes over the middle of the foot. I taught that way myself for years. And I'm now going to dispel that myth and explain why actually it's important to allow the knee to track the big toe, actually inside the big toe. So, there are many muscles. Let me say first that it is a very vulnerable place for your knee to be in this position, and certainly injuries occur in that position, and that is the reasoning behind training people to track their knee and never allow it to go in toward the midline, or what's called valgus. So we did all this training and we never let the knee go in toward the midline. However, in the real world, chances are, for example, if you're a hiker and you walk on uneven terrain, or you're playing a sport where you have to change directions very quickly, chances are, at some point in your life, your knee will experience a force taking it in a valgus direction, and, for example, stepping on uneven terrain, and then it pulls your knee in this direction. It turns out that there are many muscles in the hip-knee complex whose job it is to actually decelerate or arrest this direction, this very vulnerable, dangerous ACL injury direction. But if you spend all of your training time never allowing the knee to go valgus, those muscles that decelerate this valgus force have zero experience. They've never done it. So when you do find yourself in a situation where a force brings your knee in this direction, the muscles that are supposed to go, no, come back this way, have never had any practice, and they don't do their job. So in a safe, controlled environment, you doing your own exercises, we do actually want to allow the knee to go valgus so that we can then train the muscles that go, oh my goodness, this is making me feel really vulnerable. I better bring the knee in the opposite direction. So we want to give those muscles an experience of doing the job they're set up to do. Another reason that it's so important to allow the knee to go valgus, so I'm dispelling this widely spread myth, is it turns out there's a coupling motion between your knee and your ankle joint, and so many people come see me and they have some restriction in their ankle joint. So I'm going to demo this, and you can just go ahead and do it with me if you want. It's not a very complicated little test, but I'm going to have you stand facing a wall, and you're going to see, with your knee tracking over the second toe or the middle of the foot, how close do I have to be to the wall if I only let my knee track this way? And this is actually a test of your ankle range of motion. I'm keeping my heel on the floor. That's key. How close? So if I'm tracking over my second toe or middle of the foot, I need my foot to be this close to the wall for my knee to touch the wall. That's my ankle, that's the impact on my ankle range of motion. But watch what happens if I allow the knee to go valgus. And the way we're going to keep it safe is we're going to make sure the little toe ball, or the knuckle of the fifth toe, the little toe ball, we're going to make sure it doesn't leave the ground. So it's when that fifth toe ball leaves the ground that you're in that really vulnerable place. So we're going to go valgus, but we're going to keep the fifth toe on the ground. And watch my range of motion. So let me show you one more time. My range of motion, if I'm tracking over the second toe or the middle of the foot, this is testing the range of motion of my ankle joint. How far can it flex? If I allow my knee to track, I have to come a little closer, but I have more range just by allowing my knee to track to the inside of the second toe. And who doesn't want more range in their ankle joint?